So, good afternoon, everyone. So, let's start with the geography optional. Okay. So, geography optional, if you see the pattern of this present, this exam pattern. So, in geography optional, there the questions which are coming in the exam, it is like on current affair basis also. Right, current affair basis. Right. And also their geography option, first you know to the what is geography. What is geography? The present pattern of the examination is like that they have been more asking question from the terminologies, right? Then after they are including it into the current affairs. Okay. So first to study the optional. Optional is the wide this portion of the geography that includes in the syllabus 10 topics in paper 1. 10 topics there in paper 1 and 10 topics that they are in the paper 2. So in total there are 20 topics or 20 main topics, and they also have subtopics. Right. So that is a brief of the syllabus. We will discuss the syllabus also in detail. So in that ways, there the geography you should know what is geography. What is geography? So we will go for the session of this today. First, we'll take the what is geography. Then after we will go for syllabus discussion. Then after question pattern. And also we will discuss on how to prepare. Along with that, we will go for the references. References means which book is good or not. References. Then after we will go for how to handle geography. How to handle geography. Because 20 topic is not very small, but our idea is to make this concise portion or the concise syllabus. It means that is the how the syllabus should be read or in the application part. Then after we will talk on then after there we will go for the final discussion. Advantage. Yes, we will go for the advantages of geography in GS as well as mains. GS pre and mains. Right. Now, why do we select it? Why we select this optional? Or any optional when we select, we always go for the GS section. The option should have the contribution in the GS. Means GS itself is like it has no limited syllabus or it has no boundary. GS is beyond all the prescribed syllabus which the UPSC is given. So that is there beyond this syllabus. So you should opt the optional which is have the great share or great part there in the general studies. So that comes to the geography. Right. So let's talk on what is geography. You should know this. before starting of syllabus or before starting of any of the syllabus studies or optional studies, first you should know what is geography. Actually, geography is, it is by the two words, geo means earth, graphy means, we can say, shape, structure, right? Geography is it is, geo means earth, graphy means the shape or the structure. It means it is the study of earth. Study of earth means whatever it is found there on the earth, we go for the studies. We go for the studies, right? So earth also has a surface area, water is also there. So whatever it exists on the surface of the earth, we discuss in the geography. Means you will find there water, you will find the land, you will find the forest, you will find the human being, you will find the resources, you will find the different atmospheric conditions within the earth or the atmosphere of the earth. So that is, we study all. This is called a geography, right? And also geography deals with spatio, it is spatio temporal studies. Spatio-temporal space. Spatio means this is on surface. Spatio means surface. Temporal means time. Means whatever it is existing on the surface of the earth, they change with time and space or surface, right? So there is all the relationship of spatio-temporal analysis. Like for example, in India we take like evergreen forest. So Indian evergreen forest is called tropical evergreen. So we find there the forest is also present there in the equatorial zone. But the forest in the equatorial zone or evergreen forest in the equatorial zone is different the forest which have been found there in the India. Getting it? Means equatorial zone is a space or the surface or zone, but there it is also a space or surface on earth. But the varieties and the characteristics of evergreen forest, or we call it tropical evergreen forest in India, is different than evergreen forest which is found there in the equatorial zone. They will have the different characteristics. Means the forest variety or the type tree species or the variety will be different in the equatorial zone than to the tropical evergreen forest. So this is differing on the basis of space. When we are doing the analysis of these things, when they are doing the analysis or the comparison of these things with the passage of time and the space, that comes to the geography. Geographical discussion or description. It is description, right? It is geographical description. Clear? No. Then after, geography also deals with cause and effect relationship. Cause and effect relationship. Right? Cause and effect relationship. So cause and effect relationship means something is happening there on the surface. Some changes are happening there on the surface, and also this will affect. It will affect the area or a space. For example, Himalaya, everybody knows Himalayas. Himalayan Mountain system. So we know this Himalayan mountain system is there in the northern part of India. We find that in the Himalaya is stretching from the west to east in the crescent shape between Tibet in the north and Gangetic Plain, Indo, Ganga and Brahmaputra Plain. Right. So this Himalaya is in the transition between Tibet in the north to the Indo-Ganga Brahmaputra Plain in the south, and this is in the crescent shape. Right? Why Himalaya is formed? Why Himalaya is formed? Formed in west to east direction only. This is western part, and this is eastern Himalayas. Why Himalaya is formed or stretching from west to east only? Why such a crescent shape is developed? Right? So this is why is the cause. Why is the cause? Means certain factors, certain forces, certain dynamic motion there on the earth has been responsible for the formation of Himalayas from this stretch from the west to east. Right? So these certain factors and the causes have been responsible for formation of Himalaya from the west to east. Right? Then after we study that Himalaya also has certain significance or effects. Significance or effects means because of such stretch of Himalaya, so this is the benefit or it is benefited for the India. Like wind coming from the polar region, it obstructs, means it is not making the entire Gangetic Plain extremely cold. It is protecting India from the cold winds, which is coming from Siberia. Right? So it is protecting India from the coming cold waves. Right? Then after monsoon winds, when they are reaching from the south to north, it is also protecting monsoon wind to cross Himalaya to reach to the China. Means Himalaya is a frontier or a barrier, physical barrier. Such a fact, if Himalaya was there from the north to south, like this, so winds would have reached to the Gangetic Plain or not? Yes, definitely it has moved to the Gangetic Plain. So means it has made these cold waves would have made this whole land very much cold or extremely cold. Right? Monsoon wind, they were reaching to the beyond the Himalayas, then reaching to the Tibet plateau. Right? So formation of Himalaya has certain effect. So these certain effects, like there is a protection from cold waves coming from the Tibet plateau or the Siberia region. Means when we are studying of this effect of what? Effect of Himalayas. Effect of Himalayas. When we are studying, Himalaya is the result of plate movement or the certain cause. When we study the significance of Himalaya is to protect India from the cold waves. So this is the effect. Means it is cause and effect relationship. Effect relationship. Are you getting me or not? Geography studies always in the two parameters. One, spatio-temporal. Number two, cause and effect relationship. Right? So whatever you study there in the syllabus of the geography, optional GS, so this all have been studied under the two titles or two parameters. Spatio-temporal and the cause and effect relationship. Temporal means, so let's see. Now see. Temporal means earlier there was no Himalaya over here. Himalaya was not formed. So in terms of the formation of Himalaya, it is 70 million years. Age of Himalaya is 70 million years to the present. Means this was completely a ocean, shallow water. And on that shallow water, the Himalaya has uplifted. Before 70 million years, there was nothing on this land at the place of a present Himalaya. It was ocean. After 70 million years, with the gradual change in the geology of the earth, has uplifted and has formed Himalayas. So with the period of time, temporal means with a period of time. So there changes take place. Changes take place on the surface. And then we are studying what has happened in such a way which has been responsible for formation of Himalayas. Or we can say what the forces have been responsible for the formation of Himalaya, where there was a complete ocean. Means there are certain causes are there. Certain causes are there. So these, after the formation, what are significances of the Himalayas? So that is the effect. So we have started the significance of the Himalaya in terms of protection from the cold waves coming from the Siberian region. Right? So geography in total or in totality is the spatio-temporal studies in relation to the cause and effect. That is complete geography. Are you getting? It is a complete geography. Spatio-temporal and cause and effect. Means whatever you study in the geography, that will be always in the basis of space means surface, temporal means time. Right? For example, in today's time, global warming is occurring. Earlier, the global warming was there. Yes, but slow. Now the rate of global warming has accelerated. So means, can we say this because of this global warming, so many landscape change will take place? Landscape change will take place means there on the surface or in the mountainous areas, there are glaciers. Glacier and mountains or high mountains, like in Himalayas. Because of increasing rate of global warming, so these glaciers will melt. They will melt, right? So if the glacier will melt, this whole land will be open for growth of the grasses, right? Means we are studying presently about the Himalayas. There are glaciers, right? When the complete ice will melt, what will happen after completion of melting of the ice? So there in the Himalayas, we will study about their some vegetation. We will study about their grasslands. Grasslands means, just understand this. I'm taking on the spatio-temporal. Means presently we are studying the glaciers are hundreds in the numbers in the Himalayan zone. That is our today's this is the issue, or this is the parameters of the studies, that there are hundreds of glaciers in the Himalayas, like Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga, and also Karakoram Glacier, Hisper Glacier, Baltoro Glacier. Many of the glaciers there, 𝐀𝐝𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬 Mammoth Glacier. These are there in the Himalayan range. But because of global warming, melting, global warming, ice will melt, land will expose on the surface. Then the soil formation will also may occur over there. whether vegetation will grow or the grassland will grow or not. If you study the same Himalayas after 50 years, what will happen? The glaciers will melt, land will be open for the growth of the plant and trees. So then we'll be studying about the vegetation and the grassland of the Himalayas. After one generation, two generation, complete melting of ice from the glaciers. So then we will be studying the vegetation and the grasslands in the Himalayas. Means what? Surface is same, or this is land area is same, or surface is same, but with the time, our approach of studies has changed. Right? Means over a space, we are studying the different geographical conditions over the same land. Over the Himalayas, we are studying glaciers. After 50 years, we will study vegetation and the grasslands. Is it not a change? Definitely it is. Because there is a change in the physical structure or characteristics. So is it not a change? Definitely it is. So what it has come in the period of time. This is spatio-temporal analysis. Clear? Then after there is also there. What are the causes for the melting of glaciers? We call this is global warming. Global warming has been responsible for the glaciers. So what happened here? So it is again coming on the cause and effect relationship. So what has been caused or what has been responsible for melting of the glacier? That is global warming. So global warming is responsible for the melting of glaciers. Then because of this melting of glaciers, due to the global warming, land is exposed for growth of plant and trees. क्या हो गया वहां पर? Earlier there was glaciers. Now plant and trees started growing. Is it not a change? Definitely it is. But why? This is why. Right? Then after effect, what is its effect? So we can see the effect or this adverse effect or change has certain effects there. This change has certain effects. So the change which has taken place in the Himalayan zone. So that is effect. The geography is a study of spatio-temporal analysis and cause and effect relationship. So that is all about the geography. Whatever the geography optional or GS. So this is all the geographical studies. You have to study optional in these two parameters only, spatio-temporal and cause and effect relationship. Right, that is geography. Right, next. So in geography, we have in paper 1, which is 250 marks, 250 marks, paper 2, 250 marks. Then this paper 1 is this is world geography, and this is geography of India. Right, this is geography of India. Paper 1 is world geography, paper 2 is geography of India. So let's discuss one by one of this world geography, what is there and how we deal this. In paper 1, which is of 250 marks. 250 marks. So in this 250 marks, here there is this paper has been divided into two parts. One is principles of physical geography. Principles of physical geography. Paper 1, part 1 is a principles of physical geography. Number 2, it is human geography. Right? So part 2 is divided into one part according to UPSC syllabus. It is the human geography. But I again split this part into human and economic geography. Human geography and economic geography. Right? Human geography and economic geography. So this is 2-part according to the syllabus, but I have further making the separate sections, human geography and the economic geography. Right. First is principles of physical geography. Principles of physical geography. In the principles of physical geography, this is the core part of the UPSC syllabus. This includes the topic geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, biogeography, and environment. These are 5 topics of principal geography, and they also have subtopics. Right? This is part 1. Now see, what is the meaning of geography? Geography means, geo means earth, morphology means structure. Means in geomorphology we study all the physical structure on earth. Clear? So we study all their physical structure on the earth. Means, for example, we have the topic there in the physical geography, geomorphology. There is mountains, plateaus, rivers, volcano, earthquake, right? Plate tectonic theories. Okay, plate tectonic theories, continental drift theory. Here, continental drift theory, plate tectonics theory, mountain building, river channels. These are on the basis of structure. Structure means what these are on the basis of the structure, and that structural changes. This is structural changes which are taking place on the surface of the earth, that we talk about all these topics in the paper 1, part 1, geomorphology. Are you getting it? Means, see, if plate is moving, you must have heard this word, movement of plate. If the plate is moving, there is certain cause, certain factor is there responsible for the movement of plate, then after. And this plate movement has been responsible for formation of the typical topography or landform or the landscape. So there is this cause is responsible for some change or effect. So this change or effect will be in form of mountain building. Means plate is moving under the influence of certain force, has been responsible for the formation of the mountains or change in landscape. Right? When we study mountain building, we will take the help of plate tectonic. River channel means nature of flow of rivers. Means Have you heard about the meander? Have you heard of it? Meander. Meander means zigzag flow of the river like this. This is meander. Now, in the river channel, we study river forms meander. But again, we are seeing this. Why meander? Why meander? And what is the significance of this? What is effect? This is cause, it is effect. So there also we are studying the cause and effect relationship of that particular. Mountains are formed. Why they are formed? Like Himalaya we have taken. Himalaya has formed from the west to east direction. But why? That is geographical study part. What is its significance? Why this how this mountain is influencing the nearby areas? Significance or effect that we are again studying this cause and effect relationship. Geomorphology we are studying cause and relationship. Each topic we are studying cause and effect relationship. Then after there is earthquake is there. Earthquake. Does the earthquake occurs everywhere in the world? No. Some areas having the frequent earthquake, some areas having the no earthquake, some areas have no earthquake. This is on the basis of geology or the rock formation. So then we are studying why earthquake, what are the causes of earthquake, what are the significance or the effect of the earthquake. Again, we are going for effect of earthquakes. This is again the cause and effect relationship. Getting it? Why there are the frequent earthquake there in the Himalayas? Getting it? So Himalaya has more of the other one of the highest seismic zone of the world or India. So why this is earthquake frequent there in the Himalayas? Cause, what are the causes? Effect, what is the impact of this of earthquake there in the Himalayas? Getting it? So this is all again cause and effect relationship. Got it or not? Then after we come on the climatology. In climatology, climatology means it is scientific study of climate. Climatology is scientific study of climate. So this climatology is what we study there: temperature, precipitation, humidity, right? So means temperature is responsible for movement of wind, or we can also say this is pressure belts or pressure condition develops on the surface because of temperature, high or low. Pressure is high or low pressure. Because of this high low pressure, wind blows. Origin of wind under the influence of pressure means pressure belt is developing because of which factors? What is that factor? Is temperature. Right? Parameters of the climate is temperature, precipitation, and humidity. Everywhere we study on that. But on the basis of temperature, the pressure belts have been developed. So for pressure belt, what is the cause? One is temperature. Then after, what is the significance of it? This is in the responsible for development of high pressure, low pressure. And what is the effect of the low pressure? This is responsible for movement of the wind. Clear? समझ में आ गया नहीं आया? This is again we are talking on cause and effect relationship. When we are studying the where is the low pressure? Why? Where is the low pressure? So that will be on the particular land of the area, that again coming on the surface. On the surface, which place, where, why? Coming on the surface, right? So this is again we have come on the spatial analysis. When it develops, right? When this is y cos, where on a space or surface, then when it is always time, it is always time. So when wind means wind blowing from land to sea, sorry, wind is blowing from sea to land. When summer season, land to sea, again when winter season. What is it? Temporal analysis with time. Season is a time for a particular time period, for 6 months time period. So we have been studying the wind movement on the basis of time. When wind is coming, they also been bringing some moisture. When winds are moving, they are bringing some moisture. If the winds have been obstructed, there will be definitely a precipitation, like rainfall. For it or not? So this is what? Effect or not? Rainfall is a effect or impact. Are you getting it? Again, there is a cause and effect relationship. What is the cause of the precipitation? Pressure belt. Accordingly, high and low, been making the wind to move. Wind is blowing over the ocean bodies from sea to land. From sea to land, when the wind comes, there is always a moisture present in it. Right? When they will reach on the land, they will definitely precipitate in the form of rain. Is it not a cause and effect? Definitely it is. So this is cause and effect relationship. Humidity pattern we study. Amount of moisture. Amount of moisture. So wind will have more moisture or less moisture. Depends on, again, wind and temperature. If the temperature of the wind is more, so if blowing over the sea, so they will gain moisture. Right or not? They will gain moisture. If they are blowing, if they are carrying the moisture and they are reaching on the land and obstructed by the mountain or the some other physical feature, precipitation will occur. Over a place, again we are coming on spatio-temporal analysis. Again we are coming on cause and effect relationship. You have to study everything there in geography is only spatio-temporal and cause and effect relationship. It is not beyond. Nothing is there in the geography beyond these two parameters or the two conditions. Right? So in climatology, we study of this part: temperature, precipitation, humidity, pressure belt, low pressure, wind, then the wind movement. So this pattern only. So this is the complete crux of the climatology. Through this mechanism, there the different climate has been determined. That is the climatic conditions or the scientific study of the climate or the climatic conditions. Right? On the basis of temperature, for example, in polar areas, temperature is low, extremely low. So in these areas, temperature is extremely low. So what will happen? Freezing condition will prevail definitely. So this is freezing condition. Right? Then in such a condition, will the wind blow? Yes or no? Wind blows or not? Definitely yes, because it is cold or freezing conditions, so there will be cold wind. From polar area to tropical region, they will be blowing of the cold wind because they are coming from the polar region. Polar region permanently frozen and low temperature zone. So what the wind will come? Temperature of the wind also will be less. So the wind will be cold. So when these winds are coming cold, so where they will be moving? So what will be effect on the destination part? Effect, cold wind is coming, it also will decrease temperature definitely. So this is there again there will be more and more prolonged or extended part of the cold condition. Why it is cold again? Even though area is not in the under the polar zone. The area which is not there in the polar zone, but are still affected by the cold waves. Why? There is cold wind coming from the polar areas. So what is the climate of that region also? It will be cold, either permanently cold, or there will be seasonal cold condition during the winter, right? Summer normal, winter extremely cold. This is again we are studying on the space, time is season, and also there they cause and effect relationship. Why this is cold condition? Because of because of less temperature. What is the effect of this cold? It is making the temperature to decrease to the 0 degree. So that is again cause and effect relationship we are studying there in the climatology. It is all geographies or cause and effect relationship. Then after it comes to oceanography. Oceanography. In oceanography is again scientific study of structure of the oceans. This is structure of oceans. Now what is that? How the structure will be defined? Like for example, there are mountains, valleys, plateaus on the surface of the sea floor. There will be surface or the sea floor. Mountains, valleys, and the plateaus. How they are formed? Again, we are coming on the geomorphology concepts. Right? In the ocean, we also study temperature of the ocean. Then after their ocean currents. Right? Temperature is always driven by climatic condition. Like for example, polar areas, temperature of the seawater will be less or no? It will be less definitely. Why? Because cold conditions are prevailing because of the temperature condition here. Polar areas freezing, low temperature, and the cold condition prevailing. So what will be the temperature of the oceans there? It will be low again. Why low? Because of climatic condition. Right? Then after in the ocean areas, there is a ocean current, means cold current and warm current. Polar area is cold, temperature is low, no heating, so this will be cold water, or there will be cold current. Temperature is high in the equatorial zone, heating is more, so there will be warm current. Right? So what will be the effect of the cold current here? What will be effect of cold current? And what will be effect of warm current? And currents are always blowing. Currents always blow under the influence of winds. Currents blow under the influence of winds. Why so? When wind blows, it also drags water away. It will be dragging water away. So there will be movement of water. When it will reach, it will be form of the waves or the current. So wind blowing over the sea surface, they drag the water away, is responsible for formation of ocean currents. Getting it or not? So this is again winds. Winds are the factor for the origin of ocean currents. So this is again the cause. This wind is a cause for origin of ocean current. Now, what will be effect of it? Effect of it means where the cold current move, their temperature will decrease or not. On the coastal areas where the cold water reaches, their temperature will be less. So temperature will be less. Where warm water will reach, and over the warm water, where this wind will be blowing warm, so they will gain moisture. So this will be responsible for moist condition. MOIST, moist condition. effect is there of the movement of ocean current. Getting it or not? So this way, there is in the oceanography also we study the cause and effect relationship. Then after it comes the biogeography. In biogeography, it is again the two term biological life. In biogeography is a biological life. There is a description. There is also cause and effect relationship. Biological life means you will find there biomes. Biomes means vegetation or the forest cover. Vegetation or forest cover. Right. There will be animal life. Animal life. Right. In this forest area, some animal will also grow. So this is in the biogeography. Then after, there is particular biomes. For example, equatorial rainforest. In the equatorial zone, there is an equatorial rainforest. Why these rainforests have developed in this part? Because of precipitation. Again, we are saying there, what is the cause? What is effect? So there is a dense vegetation is growing. And because of this dense vegetation, there will be typical life of animals. So there will be animals. Getting? This we study there in the biogeography. We study when we are studying there the forest. Again, we will study soil. Right? We will study soil. This is again this biogeography. There is a cause and effect. Again, we are studying there in the certain time period over the space. This is spatial temporal analysis of biomes. Again, the cause and effect relationship. Nothing beyond the cause and effect relationship. That is there, all the effect and the causes are there in the geography. Then next topic, it comes to environment. Environment. So environment of, suppose we take the environment of rainforest. We take the environment of the grasslands. Right? So here will be environmental degradation, environmental protection, environmental impact assessment. Right? Then after environmental pollution. Right? Now, what environment? What environment? Yes. What environment? Environment which has been developing or has developed in a particular type of vegetation or the forest cover areas. What we are talking on? Environmental degradation means what? We have degraded environment. Which environment? The environment which has developed there in the particular rainforest or the particular forest or the vegetation cover. So then only vegetation cover we are studying, and when we see there is a degradation of the quality of the forest, quality of the trees, and the number of the trees have been reduced, so we call it a degradation. Then after, pollution is also spreading there. Pollution is also spreading over the areas, been responsible for the degradation of environment. What is the solution of it? The solution of degradation of environment, solution of the pollution of environment, then solution is EIA. EIA is environmental impact assessment. Environmental impact assessment. That is EIA. Means for this environment, we have been studying the impact. To what level, to what extent impact has started. Got it or not? So this is the solution for the environmental management. That is environmental management. And when we are studying the impact, then we will go for the management. So that is environmental section. So these 5 sections are in the geography. These 5 sections in the first part of the geography or paper 1 is the core geography. Is the core geography. Means 50% part of the paper 1 is these 5 sections. And this is core geography. The significance of this is there are about out of this 250 marks, this question there in the paper 1, there are about 100 to 150. The questions will be for about 150 marks out of 250 marks. Means this is topic, this 5 topics, from these 5 topics, question is must. Question is must here. And this topic is extremely more marks fetching. You can score it more. Why so? Because there is diagrams. Hundreds of diagrams will be there. Diagrams, maps. You can also draw this with a flow chart. One question or in the one answer, you will have to drawing about the 4 to 5 diagrams, at least one map. So this becomes more scoring, right? This is their core, diagram, maps, and then after their flow chart gives you more edge in the paper 1. And this is about 150 marks. And then out of this 150, you can easily score about the 125 to 130. Or you are writing it is better than 140 also you can score. On an average, 130 part this is there in the paper 2, paper 1, part 1. Easily you can score 130. How much is left then? There are 120 left. 120 marks left. Right. Out of this 130 after to 150 marks left. In this 120 marks, so these topics includes yes, this topic includes here human geography. Human geography part 2. This is part 2, paper 1. Part 2, paper 1. This is human geography. But I have split this part into 2. One is human geography. One is economic geography. Right? In this part, first it comes the perspective. It is perspective in human geography. Right? Perspective meaning is, or the perspective has been derived from the word perception. Right? Perspective in human geography in syllabus, part 2, first topic is perspective in human geography. And from this perspective, or this perspective word has been derived from perception. What is perception? Perception means my opinion, my viewpoint. My viewpoint. My opinion or my observation. Right? First you observe something. Like suppose you see there a tree, right? So then after observing a tree, some opinion develops in your mind. You started developing some perception. You meet a person, you meet him, talk him, then again you start developing the perception about him, whether it is good or bad. That is on the basis of observation, right? So the observation observation always develop the perception. And when the perception is developed, you start describing. Are you getting it? You observe, you develop your perception, and according to your perception, which you have gained by the observation, so you start describing or narrating your perception, right? That becomes your viewpoint, right? That becomes your viewpoint, your opinion. So perspective section is there is a base of the geography or basis of geography. Basis of geography. Getting? It is the basis of geography. Means when geography started a subject, people explain geography by the description. Description means what? What I see, what I observe, that I describe. Right? What I observe, that I describe. Means the first evolution of the geography started from the Greece. Greece country, you know, in Europe, Greece, west of Turkey, it is there, right? So this is Greece, and you must have heard about the Greek philosophers. Greek philosophers. Greek philosophers means the people, Greek people, what they observe, they start describing. So that has become geography, description. Their geography was first in the form of description. How? The Greece is a small country. It is a small country near the or in the Mediterranean Sea. See how geography has evolved. This Greece is a small country in the Mediterranean Sea, right? And it has a coastline. Earlier, people used to be very thoughtful, so they started sitting there on the coast, and they started observing there the sea waves. They started observing the mountains. They started observing the wind movement, right? What they observed, what they felt, they started explaining it or describing there in the papers, right? So this has become geography. Means in the Greece, eastern part is the ocean, western part is the ocean, right? The first philosophy of the explanation of the geography came like a solar system, or they first explained about this geography of that area only as sun rises in the east, and from the sea, and again it sets in the west into the sea. This is a Greek land, or the Greece country. Sun is rising from the ocean. This is the ocean. In the west of the Greece is ocean. East of the Greece is ocean. So sun rises in the east from the ocean or the sea, again sinks in the sea. So they describe the solar system like this. And they said as the sun is moving from east to west and earth is static, means they gave the idea of earth centric system. What they were doing, what they were saying, the earth is static, sun is rising in the east from the sea, and the sun is setting there in the sea in the west. Means earth is static. Rather, sun is revolving or rotating around the earth, rising from the east and then setting there in the west. Clear? So this was the first description of the geography. Then again, they also said this is, and the southern part is also an ocean. If you go and see somewhere there in the when you go and fly there somewhere, you see the earth will make some horizon. You go to the sea area, sometime you will find there is a horizon of the water, which appears like a ring, right? So what the Greek philosopher said, the water also has edge. Suppose this is the Greece, this is the ocean. They said the earth has, or the water also has edge. Means whoever crosses that edge will fall infinitely there in the great depth or great deep. This was explanation of geography, means maximum limit of ocean was visible there. They found that if somebody goes down beyond that ring or the margin, it will fall down infinitely. Right? So that this describe what they observed, they describe simply. So geography became the subject of description. Then after more of the advancement took place, technology developed, the people started voyages. They started journeys. They started journey. Discovery, age of discovery started. In the age of discovery, they found new lands. Why? Because they have been traveling there in the oceans. They said no. They said no, water does not have any margin. Getting? Means they suppose the ship was moving over the water, and they thought that from this edge it will fall into the infinite depth. But when they moved, they further moved in the oceans. They found no, it is the wrong concept, wrong opinion, wrong perception that the oceans has edge. No, we can go to the oceans as long distance we want. So that this is there, the limit of the edge or the surface is removed. So people started traveling for the long distance in the oceans only. So what happened? What it came idea? The idea came of spherical shape. Spherical shape of Earth. Who explained it? That only Greek people. Therefore, it is called philosopher, Greek philosopher, right? Ptolemy is there. Then after Aristotle is there, Pluto is there. Many Greek philosophers are there, and Greek philosophy is extremely very intelligent. So this is then after the people started traveling, new lands were discovered. So they found no, Earth also has more of area. Earth has more larger area, and also there was one person called Marco Polo. Marco Polo was a person who completed one round of the Earth first. Marco Polo was a person. He took a team of researchers and the students. He took from the Poland, right? So from Portugal. So from Portugal he started his journey, and he completed one round of the Earth, and it is proved Earth does not have edge. Rather, Earth is round or sphere. Means there is no edge of the oceans. You will continue sailing, and one day you will reach to the place where you start. So they said Earth is round. Earth is not a flat. This was the idea of flat Earth, saucer plate, like a saucer plate. So which has edge. If somebody goes beyond that edge, will fall to the infinite depth. This idea was removed. Then people started following the idea of spherical shape of Earth. Geography involved with the time. Geography further grew with the time. Then this became the subject of description, right? So this description has come with the perspective or perception. How it has come? By the observations. Means perspective is explanation of geography in a different manner. For example, again, you say this is sometime. You say Earth is good for living of or life of human being, right? Particular area. For example, equatorial rainforest, right? I say this word, and also you also add some 1 point, some 1 point, some 1 point, 1 point. Clear? So my perception has developed only observing small things, right? You describe that same thing in a different manner or with a different new idea. Am I wrong? No, I'm correct, because that on the basis of my perception, I have described this is geography, right? Again, you have explored the surface areas, so you add one more point. This is your perception. Clear? Somebody says, just say, for example, if I say this in this society reservation policy is good, that is my perception. Somebody says no, reservation policy is not good. Are they both wrong? You are correct on your ground, I am correct on my ground. I am giving you some logical reasons for that, and you are giving some logical reasons for that. Your perception is different, so you will describe something like in that manner. My perception is different, I will describe it on the basis of some manner, right? So on the basis of this observation, your idea will be different and my idea will be different. So accordingly, I will start explaining that this is this parameter or this condition, so this is such condition exists. So you have gone and met so many people there outside, that is making your perception different, right? So means your perception is also correct, my perception is also correct. I am explaining the things on the different basis, and you are explaining the things on the basis of different basis. Both are correct, but our perception varies, our idea, our opinion varies, but it not. So that this is perspective in the human geography. Homer is called the first he was called the father of geography. Homer says the earth is home for the earth is a home for man. Is it not? Yes, because whatever the environment is, this fixed with the earth, that is only here, and the human being can survive on it. On other planet we cannot. So human beings are surviving on this. Then after, it has become the home of man. This is perception of Homer, right? And also there is a person called Herodotus. You must have heard of it. Herodotus is called father of history, right? So Herodotus says geography should be studied historically and history should be studied geographically. Herodotus also called the father of geography. He's a father of history. So he says the history should be studied geographically and geography should be studied historically. Means what? Temporal analysis. Getting it or not? So that way, his perception is different. Homer's perception is different. My perception is different. Your perception is different. So that is, you will describe in another way. I will describe in my own way, on the basis of my observation. And other people are describing everything in the other perception or observation. That is perspective. So here in perspective, we study geographical description. They say geography is a descriptive subject. What observe, that we describe. It is a descriptive subject, right? Again, when further evolved, so there was people started raising voice. You are only explaining mountains, building, plateaus, plains, and all physical aspects there in the geography explaining. What about the human being, which is there on the surface? So human being also living in a certain physical environment. So here is a mountain, forest, everything you are deriving or you are explaining. What about the human being? Those who are living in such an environment, such a physical condition, right? So that way, there was an idea evolved that is called welfare geography. Welfare approach in the geography. Welfare means they started explaining the interest of the human being, problems of the human being. Some people are there poor. Nobody is talking about them. Nobody is taking care of their interest. So then, how the geography is this. So because they were explaining only the description of the mountains, plateau, plains, rivers and all. They said human being is also important. Those who are living in such condition, we should also take their interest into account. We should also do some work for their welfare of the people of the different part of the physical surface. So that evolved the welfare geography. So they started about the human being, about poverty, about hunger, about the basic amenities or the need of basic amenities, about the equality. They started about the gender issues. What is it? This is welfare of the people or the parameters of the welfare of the people of society, right? So this have started being explaining in the geographical perspective. Poverty is there. Why is some countries so poor? Why some countries are so rich? Getting? So that on the basis of geographical condition, on the basis of the geographical parameters, country is poor. Why? They do not have resources. Country is poor. They do not have resources. They do not have their self sufficiency in terms of the GDP or the production. They have to depend on the import, right? And that to import will be only available when you have the money to pay back. So some countries are very poor. People are hungry. Even in the developed countries, people have resource. Still the people are hungry. Still the people are poor. So they were not describing about it. So they started evolving or discussing about these welfare parameters. So उससे क्या हुआ? Social geography आ गया. They started the social issues. So after this social welfare approach, there came the social geography. What is social geography? Social geography is simply discussing the issues of the common man. Correct? Issues of the common man. Right? So this way, social geography evolved. Are you getting? So we'll discuss the poverty, hunger, equality, gender issues, and then after this basic amenities with the people. So that is in the welfare geography. People started talking on some issues. This happened after the 1960s. 1960s and 70s. Welfare approach of the people. You will study there in the general studies. Poverty alleviation program, poverty eradication program, which was started there in the fourth 5-year plan, five-year plan. So there people started discussing the poverty of the people. Then Government of India launched poverty eradication program in the year 1972. Right. So that they are only with the approach of welfare geography or discussions on the welfare of geography. We started discussing about society. So that gave the birth to the social geography. Right. Then this is in the perspective of human geography. In economic geography, we have industries, agriculture, and also one more thing. From this part of the perspective, there are about 7 to 8 subtopics. 7 to 8 subtopics in the perspective in human geography. And all topics are important. Why so? Every year you will find there in a perspective, every year 1 to 2 questions. Always there in the mains. 1 to 2 questions are always there in the mains. Means 5 topics of the part 1, and of the part 2, this is another topic where question is must about one question is there on the 15 marks, and one question is there on the 20 marks. Every year must. At least one question will come from this one topic in the human geography. Right? This is the main part of the optional paper 1. There is another topic, and rest I'll also talk there on the economic geography. In topic 10, paper 1, topic 10, sorry. Topic 10, paper 1, that is called models and theories, models, theories, and laws in human geography. Right? But this is their laws, this is human and economic geography. There are about 10 models. There are about 10 models, theories, and laws. Out of this 10, one or maximum two questions are there. One or two questions are there. So this is about also 25 to 30 marks. When two questions are there, it will go to 30 marks. Where we counted off 130 plus 30. About 160 marks topic there from the 6. This is these 6 topics are must, you should know for mains. Right? Definitely there will be this in the perspective. Next, come to the economic geography. In economic geography, there is industries, there is agriculture, there is population composition, or we also call it a demographic structure or population geography. Demographic parameters. So we come on all the gender issues, population distribution, sex ratio, then also their settlement also in this settlement also there. Regional planning is also there. Regional planning. These are small topics. So we call them, I call them there miscellaneous topics. Means from this all topics, so you will have there about 120 160 this was 160. So in this part there will be only 90 marks question. This is 90 marks. Right? In this part, agriculture is important. So because there is a theory called, there are economic rent theory is there. Then also there is in this part there types of agriculture is also there. Types of agriculture is there in the word, right? In the word. So that way, this is an important part. Economic geography, it is miscellaneous, 90 marks question out of 250. And also important, there is agriculture section. So they can ask you 1 or 2 times. They will ask you the question on that. Right. This is about the paper 1. Paper 2 we have. Paper 2 is means Geography of India. Geography of India. Again, 250 marks. 250 marks. So in this part, here in Geography of India, again we have 10 topics. And also one more thing, just take it that paper 1 is absolutely structured. Means theories are there, geomorphology, oceanography, climatology, biogeography, environment, they all are full of theories. Means many of the theories are there. Then after part this topic 10 of this, this is also laws, models, theories and laws. no change, no change, and also applied or application. Application means this theory should be applied in present context. No change means paper 1 is absolutely structured. You do not have to go for the much of the changes in that. जो है जैसा है वैसे ही हमको लिखना है. It is same as it is. Theories we cannot make the changes. Models we cannot make the changes. But what we can make this change here only application. So we should know or learning of the application. Right? Application means certain theory is there. How this theory is relevant. How this theory is relevant in the present context. That is application. So this is all there in the paper 1. How this mountain building is, how the plate tectonic theory is applicable in the present context, and what mountains are formed in the application of the this plate tectonic theory. Structure. Do not have to make all the changes, but this is very much a scoring. Right. Then after there, paper 2 is, it is all applied. It is all applied. Means what? The first topic of the paper 2 is physical setting. Physical setting of India. So there we study mountains, plateaus, plains, right, in the Indian context. The mountain building, this same topic is there also, paper 1. Plate tectonic also explained the mountain building. It is the mountain building is separate topic there in the paper 1. Paper 1. So we are doing here application of concepts in paper 1 to the paper 2. Getting it? So that burden is little shed down. Clear? Then after, plateaus and plains also we will be discussing there in the paper 1. Here we have to apply or application. Concept of paper 1, apply there in paper 2. So that also burden is slowed down. Clear? Then after, other topics are agriculture.